one of those things where I will be going through my day when I should be working, scrolling Instagram, Buddhist Instagram, and I find some really cool quote. I'm like, oh, this is dope. I'm going to bring this to class. And I don't think about it again until I get here. And I look at it, I'm like, oh my God. It's either like a little intense, a little edgy, or has some lingo in it. And so I'm going to read this quote, and I'm wondering whether I should I do niche lingo terminology at the front or at the back end? Back. There we go. All right. This is a quote from my teacher, James Lowe, on that subject. And it goes a little something like this. If the Buddha nature were not intrinsic, if the Buddha nature was a construct, it would naturally be impermanent. We see for ourselves old buildings crumble, mountains get washed down in heavy rain, and so on. But enlightenment, awakening, is not a compound. The light of illumination is always already burning. Now, if there is a light shining, no matter how bright, and I turn my back towards the light, what I see in front of me is my shadow. That's samsara, the shadow. So if we turn around, if we turn towards this light, we find we are translucent. The light is now shining through us. Then you have this non-dual awakening. So in meditation, it's very important not to try too hard. Enlightenment is not something that you can get or steal or make or buy. You can only relax into it because it's always already there. This is why resting is the primary mode of practice. The awareness that we are looking to contact, alternately called non-dual awareness, Buddha nature, Buddha mind, capital M mind, whatever you want to call it. This awareness is the same exact awareness that you used to find your car keys, to put on pants, to come here, to sit down, etc. That awareness is always already present. Your ordinary mind. Think of it this way. How many thoughts did you have today? Depending on which neuroscientist you talk to, between 35 and 70,000. How many thoughts have you had over the course of a lifetime? And your mind has never run out of space. You have had an entire lifetime of experiences and feelings and moods and thoughts and ideas and dreams and hopes and fears and trauma and joy. And you never ran out of space. Even now you feel your feet on the ground, you hear the fan, you hear my voice. This ordinary mind never runs out of room. It is called infinitely hospitable. It is called open and available. It is called the mother of all Buddhas. So whenever anyone gets fancy and they talk about Buddha nature or Buddha mind or the mind of awakening, lucky you, you already have it. You already are it, you lucky, lucky people. The trick happens when I turn my back to the light, when I get hooked, when I think of something that someone said at work that ties me up in a knot, and I shrink down to the size of that upset, that thought, that agitation. Your awareness is obviously the largest thing in the entire cosmos. You can think of the whole cosmos. Anything that you experience is just an object in your awareness. And yet, today when I was at my physical therapist, and they were scraping my shoulder with the muscle thingy. It was the biggest thing in the whole universe. It hurt so bad. So this is the kind of interesting magic, the interesting kind of trick that happens with things that are thoughts, feelings, sensations that are activating, that are agitating, that are not pleasurable, non-preferred. Our awareness, and even with things that are blissful, pleasurable, preferred, wonderful, our awareness has this amazing tendency, it's the very nature of our awareness to do, that it immediately takes on the shape of whatever is in the foreground in that moment. Where's the pain from the therapist now? Just in my memory. And at the moment, it was the most important thing in the world, and I had to get out of there. Whatever it took. It's like the 5th hour on a tattoo, and they're getting the inside of the elbow, and you're like, I don't like tattoos anymore. They're really dumb. This is a bad idea. I need to go. Maybe if I look at my wife, she'll like take me and we'll go home. Didn't work. So anyway, the ancients are always trying to remind us, if you can be said to be anything, you are that Buddha mind. You are that infinite, luminous, hospitable awareness, which is why you never have to try to meditate. You never have to make awakening happen. You don't have to manufacture Buddha mind. It's the only thing that doesn't have to be manufactured. So it's always already there.